Do you want to put yourself out there, be it on stage or speaking on video, but you're afraid of looking bad? Well, this is something that holds so many people back, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips that are going to help you overcome that fear of looking bad and give yourself permission to step up and play a bigger game, share your message, and make a bigger impact. Now, this is one of the most common fears my clients have. They don't want to look bad, and we have to shift it around. The first piece is to look at it and go, okay, in terms of the big picture, bad is better than nothing, okay? So at least you're putting yourself out there. That's the first step. You know, so many people get paralyzed by this fear of looking bad that they never even get started. Or I had a client that when we first started working together, she had 200 videos recorded and put on YouTube, but they all were in the private section because she was too afraid to make them go public because she was afraid that they would look bad and that people would judge her on it. I mean, this was taking so much mental capacity in her mind and fear and resentment because she was just angry and frustrated that she had all these videos created, she had everything, and the final thing is to put it out there and go public, and that's where the fear kicked in. So the first thing is looking at it is, okay, bad is better than nothing because at least you're in the game and you're getting started. So that's technique 1. Give yourself permission to put yourself out there to get even started on this journey to become more confident. The second technique is progress or perfection. Okay, so oftentimes people get caught in this perfectionist trap where they sit there and go, if it's not absolutely dialed in, if I don't say everything exactly how I want, then I won't put myself out there. Well, we need to shift this around, again, to reinforce that progress is better than perfection, because perfection will never exist. You know, this happened to me for many years. I've been doing videos. Every year I look back and I go, I can't believe I put that out there. It's a constant progress that you have to make. You keep improving, and it's about embracing it, going, okay, this is the best that I can do today. That's all that matters. I'm doing the best that I can today. Perfection doesn't exist, but every day I'm making progress and I'm moving towards my goals. The third technique is shifting it around that you're actually an inspiration, because the fear of public speaking is one of the most common fears there is. So many people want to put themselves out there, either on stages or on video, but the fear of looking bad is stopping them. So we need to change this around, because anytime that you do, you are becoming a role model for everybody else who's they're afraid to get started. They're going to look and go, okay, well, if you're doing it, then I can do it too. And when you take that on, it's often going to give you more courage to start getting started and putting yourself out there. It's that, okay, I might be scared, I might be afraid it's going to look bad, but somebody's going to watch it and it's going to inspire them to give themselves permission to put themselves out there. So oftentimes shifting it around that you are a role model. Every time that you record, that you put the video out there, that you step on that stage, that you're on that panel, that you speak up in a boardroom meeting, you are inspiring people that it's safe to put themselves out there. And that's part of the bigger goal. And my own personal mission is to shift it around that the fear of public speaking, which is the #1 most common fear there is, shifts around and it becomes normal that people speak in public. Because when we were born, we were all freely self-expressed. You know, they're all sharing stories. I have 2 nieces, 4 and a 6-year-old, and they're all blah, 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 having fun. They don't have any filter. So we came into this world, no filter, no fear, but then over time we have setbacks, and we start to hold ourselves back, and there's a lot of fear about what people are going to think, judgments, and afraid of looking bad. We need to shift this around and reclaim our voice, reclaim our power, and share your message. So one step that helps you, you can let yourself down very easily, but do it for somebody else. Think about a family member or someone that you care for, or someone that looks up to you, that you will be a role model every time you put yourself out there. Technique number 4 is that this fear that if I put myself out there, people are going to judge me. Yes, people are going to judge you, and they're going to judge you if it's amazing, they're going to judge you if it's not so great. People have judgments all over the place, and that's okay. Now, I remember a story when I started my YouTube channel. My first videos, they were rough. The lighting was off, the video was off, the mic, the sound was off, everything was off. And I put myself out there, and one of my close clients called me, and he's like, Lucas, are you sure you want to do this? Because people could look at it and go like, oh, I don't know if I want to work with this guy. And I said, look, I totally understand. I agree with you. And it may cost me some clients, but the bigger win is the personal victory. That I'm doing this to put myself out there, knowing that there's so many different mistakes that I need to change and fix moving forward. It was a bigger personal win that losing a few clients at the beginning was totally okay. The second piece was that if I'm putting out this bad video, it's very inspiring for people, because down the line they're going to go, oh wow, this is how he started, and if he started with these shitty videos, then I can get started with my shitty videos. It's a big piece of permission that moves forward. So again, it's shifting around. Yes, people are going to judge you regardless of what you do. So it's about embracing it, putting yourself out there, and trusting that the right clients, the ones that are ideal for you, they're going to love you and they're going to want to know more and to work with you. Technique number 5 is it's not about you, it's about the audience. So this fear of looking bad, of sounding stupid, of all these fears, these are all ego-based, they're all internal. How am I going to look? How am I going to think? All this stuff. We have to shift the focus to the audience. So what is the transformation that you want them to have? How do you want them to feel? When they're watching your videos, what impact do you want it to make? All these things that come up, it's about shifting the focus onto them and not about you and your own egos and your insecurities. One thing that commonly happens is we are our own worst critic. So the inner critic is very, very loud. It's in our head. The voice is always going. And when we can recognize it and go, okay, people aren't going to judge me as hard as I judge myself. So, that's a big piece is that, okay, I am my own worst critic. Great. So 2 things. 1, start reinforcing what you do well. And 2, know that they're not going to look at it under the same microscope that you do. And I had a story with this. When I was starting off, I was hesitant about putting myself out there. And I had a friend of mine who was a marketer. And he sat back with me and he's like, look, he goes, do you imagine that there's some teenager that's struggling, feeling stressed out and anxious and they have no hope? He's like, do you think they care about your lighting or the sound or the camera that you're using? Or do you think they just want to know that they're not alone and that they have some hope? And boy, I tell you, that really cut deep because I was thinking about like all my own fears and insecurities were holding me back from the mission, which was really about helping other people to uplift their lives and to become a better version of themselves. And so that's the last piece is make it about other people, show up, share your message. They're not going to judge you as much as you judge yourself, and it's about showing up and adding value. When you do that, that's what's going to reward people, and that's where the connection is going to be. So thank you for this, and what I want to know, actually I have a question in the comments below. What's going to shift for yourself when you give yourself permission to put yourself out there, be it on stage and on video, because you're overcoming this fear of looking bad? What's going to shift in your business and your life? Put in the comments below. I'd love to hear from it. And if you're interested in our services and knowing about our Speak with Confidence training, go to levelupliving.com, and I look forward to chatting with you then.